United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson is dead after being shot in Midtown Manhattan.
He fired once, hitting Brian Thompson in the back.
It was cold-blooded, just a cold-blooded, horrible killing. And how
completely out of touch and an insult to the intelligence of the American people.
At the beginning of December 2024, the world was shocked when the United Healthcare CEO was ambushed, leaving a New York City hotel. A man wearing a hoodie and a mask calmly walked behind Brian Thompson as he was walking to a meeting, pulling out his weapon and discharging it into the CEO. Brian fell to the ground before the hooded masked man finished the job. From the looks of it, it seemed like a professional hit done against the CEO. However, after a few days, a 26-year-old man was arrested in Pennsylvania, caught with the alleged weapon and tons of other incriminating evidence. The 26-year-old was identified as Luigi Mangione, an Ivy League engineer related to a wealthy, prominent Maryland family. When the authorities presented Luigi as their prime suspect, people were confused. Things only became more confusing after Luigi himself pleaded not guilty to the crimes, claiming that he was being framed. Now the question everyone has is, did Luigi Mangione really take out the United Healthcare CEO, or is there more to the story? Surveillance footage captured the whole thing. In the video, you can see a man in a hoodie casually walking up behind Brian. He takes aim and fires before running away. It was chilling to watch. Many people thought this looked like a professional hit.
And John Monahan, a retired captain with the New York City Police Department. What do you see?
The position tells me he's at least spent some time at a gun range.
You know that from the way.
You can
it's good
tell.
form.
His stance is proper, his arms are proper. This is how you would train someone. He may be professional in the sense that he was paid for this. I don't think that this was a personal on his part.
As days went by, police struggled to find any leads. They even found a backpack in Central Park, but it was filled with Monopoly money and an old jacket. Totally useless for the investigation. It felt like they were hitting dead ends. But then, things took a turn. Authorities got a tip about a guy who looked like the shooter spotted in a Pennsylvania McDonald's. A customer recognized him from the news and alerted an employee who called the cops.
Well, the one guy said, "That looks like the shooter from New York."
When police arrived, they asked him to take off his mask, and just like that, they arrested Luigi Mangione. He became the prime suspect in Brian Thompson's assassination. Now that Luigi is in custody, many questions remain. Who hired him? What was his connection to Brian? Was this just a random act of violence or part of something bigger? After Luigi Mangione was arrested, authorities revealed some shocking evidence. When they took him into custody, he had a backpack that contained a fake ID used to book his room at a New York City hostel. Inside the bag were also $88,000 in cash and the alleged weapon used to kill CEO Brian Thompson. But that wasn't all. They also found a manifesto written by Luigi that seemed to confirm his involvement in the shooting. This document expressed his anger towards the healthcare system and how it failed him. Following his arrest, Luigi was extradited to New York City to face serious charges. The NYPD seemed proud to have caught the suspect, even filming his transport to court like he was a trophy. According to authorities, Luigi's motive for the shooting stemmed from frustration with the healthcare system. He had suffered from back pain for years and felt neglected by insurance companies. Some people found it hard to believe he acted alone. The way the shooting was executed suggested a level of professionalism that seemed beyond a 26-year-old with no criminal background. The shooter had approached Brian calmly, fired without hesitation, and left without looking back. Actions typical of someone experienced in carrying out such hits. Questions arose about how Luigi could have known where Brian would be and when he would leave for his meeting unless someone had informed him beforehand. It was difficult to accept that he could have planned everything so perfectly, yet failed to dispose of incriminating evidence before heading to Pennsylvania. Why would someone who meticulously planned a hit carry around all that evidence while casually eating at McDonald's? Moreover, there were inconsistencies in the police narrative. They claimed Luigi ditched his backpack in New York City, yet they recovered it when they arrested him in Pennsylvania. And despite claims that Luigi was angry with United Healthcare, his family didn't even have a policy with them. So why target them? Adding another layer of mystery, each bullet found at the scene had words written on them: defend, deny, and depose. This seemed to suggest a personal vendetta against the insurance industry, yet Luigi's family had insurance coverage for his back surgery from years prior. The media painted Luigi as someone driven by pain and frustration with healthcare policies, but many believed there was more to the story. Some speculated that the shooting might be linked to an investor meeting Brian was set to attend, a meeting where powerful individuals could have wanted him silenced. It was clear that this case involved significant players who might be manipulating events from behind the scenes. Why choose Luigi as the fall guy? Was it because he fit a description, or because someone pointed him out? Luigi came from a wealthy family in Maryland, set to inherit part of a $30 million trust from his grandmother. With so much money at stake, motives could run deep. Some wondered if family dynamics played a role. Perhaps someone wanted him out of the picture to claim their share. Adding fuel to the fire, Luigi's mother made statements suggesting she wouldn't be surprised if her son committed such an act. This raised eyebrows and led many to question their relationship. When Luigi was spotted at McDonald's, it was curious that a customer reported him to an employee instead of calling the police directly for the reward money. This raised suspicions about whether there were connections between that customer and those involved in orchestrating this entire situation. As the investigation into the assassination of Brian Thompson continued, two critical questions emerged that needed answers to truly understand this complex case. First, who wanted Brian Thompson silenced before he could speak at that crucial investor meeting? Second, why was Luigi Mangione chosen as the fall guy?